Gotta run on Duncan, right? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Coming to you with a video about setting up drums for beginners. You could be 9, 10, or 11. You could be 90, 91, 92, and still play drums. So I came up with some tips to help you on your way to setting up a drum kit for the beginner. Let's take a look. Alright, so tip number one I have for beginners is seat height. So you want to position yourself where your thigh is parallel to the floor, or you can have it dipped up a little bit, or you can have it dipped down a little bit. You never want to lower the seat so low that you're practically on the floor. Too much strain on your back. Number one. Number two, you can't really play. If you have it up too high, balance. There's no balance. So you want to find that perfect medium. For me, I like to sit a little bit high, just because it gives me a little bit more power towards the pedals. So after you found your perfect seat height, the next thing you want to do is sit down and just let your feet naturally drop. So and take note of where your feet land. So I sat down and okay, my feet naturally landed right here. Okay, right foot, left foot. So that's where I put my kick pedals. You don't want any weird angles. You know, your feet should be like this. You don't want your feet out like this, in like this. Not good. Very uncomfortable. So let your feet naturally drop. Put the pedals where feet drop, and then hook up the bass drum. So after you hook up your bass drum and have the pedals underneath your feet where they landed, the next thing you want to do is snare drum. Lots of people think bass drum is your center. It's not. Your snare drum is. That's the center. Your bass drum should be a little bit off-centered, because then it will line you up with the audience. If you have your bass drum set dead center, you will be looking over here, and that's not, I mean, yes, that's the audience, but that's not a whole lot. You want to look at everything. So the snare drum is your center. So what I did was I put this snare drum in the center of between my legs and made sure that I had nothing hitting my right knee or my left knee. So plenty of room here and plenty of room. So after I got done with my snare drum, the next logical thing is to set up the toms. So I put my hands down, right at the snare drum, and looked to see where my hands naturally rested. Okay, right there, perfect. So that's where I set it up. Same thing with this. Perfect, there it is. Same thing with the floor tom. Perfect. One thing you got to be mindful of is not having anything block your path to the toms. No blockage here, here, or here. You want to make sure your toms are positioned at a point where nothing gets in your way. So you don't want these things like this, or you don't want the drum looking at you when you're playing like this. No weird playing. You want everything to be nice and comfortable. So after I set up the toms, the last thing I did was I placed my crash cymbals, my ride cymbal, and my hi-hat. So I placed my hi-hat right here. Again, you want no weird angles with your feet. You want to be this way and this way. You don't want your foot like this. You don't want your foot like this. or like pointed in or anything. You want it nice and comfortable. Then the two crashes, you can place them anywhere, really. You can place them right next to each other. I have them just I have them out just a little bit. Again, everything has to be in comfortable range. You don't want to be playing and have to play your crash way out here, or play here and your crash is way over here. So you're stretching, you're doing something unnatural. With the ride, I have it down low because I like to have it low on certain setups like this, where my elbow is bent. Very nice, easy, comfortable position. Nothing out, you know, if I'm doing the bell, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to move your arm, but you don't want to move it to here, you don't want to move it to here. You want to be nice and comfortable. Actually, I could probably bring this in a little bit further just to make sure it's not impeding my progress here. So I like to have toms over here and the ride here so I can put it down low and be nice and comfortable. Same thing with the crash, right there. Nothing weird. And last tip I have for beginners, be you. Don't be anybody else. If you want to set up your beginner kit, you know, put this tom over here and this tom over here, go for it. You want to, if you have another, somehow you have another tom and it's a little bit bigger than this and you want to switch it, go ahead. You don't want to cross over, you want it over here. Go for it. You can have a cable hi-hat and then strung over here and play like this. Everything will be open. Be you. Be you. That is the last tip, most important tip I can give beginners. Be yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this little setup. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, notification, you know, all that jazz. And I'll see you later.